everybody. I've got one of my journals that I made with a dinner napkin. I get a lot of dinner napkins at estate sales, and I usually cut them up, and I thought, hey, self, why don't you use them as the cover? So I did, and this is a really, really pretty one. And I did coffee stain it. It was bright white. Y'all know I like that, but I wanted it a little bit softer. So that's 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I used a muslin tie, and I just stamped on it in a real pretty coffee brown. Oh, and there's the back. It's just a real pretty napkin. Some of them are so beautiful. So we'll open that up, and we'll go inside. And I frayed all the edges and ripped and so that it would look well used. And going inside, this is a little bit different journal than I normally do, but I love doing this this style. So it has become one that it's a work in progress. Now, not this journal, but I'm just trying to use up ephemera and things and kind of keep them. I want that old look, but I don't want it grungy. I just want it to look old. So I'm working on perfecting an aged look. Nice little envelope here for stuffing whatever you need to keep. This is part of a, I ought to pull those books out sometime and show you all the different, I have tons of ephemera, tons of it. So I want to use it. And this is from that 1941 workbook. This is from 1956 book I got in an estate sale. It's a little bit of washi tape there and some lined papers. And I stitched it in a medium color brown to kind of keep it neutral. And this is from my old cookbook. All these pages in here like this is all the natural aging. I didn't do anything to it. This is from a 1955 book that I have. And it's just an assortment of all different kinds of things. Over here's a little bit of washi tape and some pretty ladies. And it's a pocket with a card behind it. So it kind of looks like a whole page once it's here. And of course there's plenty of room to add more. And on the other side is similar, just different ephemera, and some ladies and some numbers and some papers, just all kinds of collaging going on. And I put a big tag behind it. This is another thing I'm really enjoy doing is these huge ruffles. I'm really into that right now. I just love the way they look. And this is a duck cloth. And then I put a little tab up here and some lined paper in the background with some stitching, different stitching. And just some of these old pages and little pieces of ephemera that I make. So it's a nice variety of things. Over here is a pocket, a little bit of extra space, some washi here, and I'd put a fabric card in there, with a little tag, some extra writing space on a book page, some pretty ladies, sweet looking ladies, and over here is, again, all this is the natural, just the different shades of the aged books that I have with a piece of lace and some different writing spaces there with a tab. Over here is a big piece of coffee dyed paper with some ephemera, part of a paper ruffle, a little bit of French back here. Over here is a little collage with a little mini envelope that's a tuck spot and two real pretty girls and a postcard back there. Got a little mini tuck spot there, and then behind it, you have another tuck spot. There we go. I love these edges. And again, the same thing over here. Well, not the same thing, different things, but it's one of those little envelope, little pockets, and I put in a tag and one of the Tim Holtz stamped cards. And then this is the natural aging here, and then this is a printed ephemera, so I used a mixture there. And a little card with some cheesecloth and a button. And then, oh, it doesn't have anything behind it. Okay, just this side. So, got a card here with part of a crochet doily. That's a big piece of ephemera back there. And then I just stuck that on there for extra writing. And again, I curled the edges. Little pocket here. I had a leftover piece from another journal, and I just made a pocket with it and stamped some denim and put some lace and a piece of ephemera there with 2 cards. It says, in the depth of winter, I finally learned that there was in me an invincible summer. Love that saying. Don't know where I got the stamp. I have a stamp. I have boxes and boxes and boxes of stamps. I know we all do. This is another flower tab with several different kinds of papers on it. Little stitching here, little flower, a little bit of fabric. Big piece of washi tape here, little advertisement here, and then the coffee dyed paper. Another place to write with a book page. My favorite image. Because I just know she's uncomfortable. Unless there's a seat there. You know, we used to ride on the handlebars. I think kids probably still do. But she just looks so uncomfortable, bless her heart. But she's holding on to something. Maybe it's the brake. I don't know. But anyway, I love that picture. Part of a book page here. So all different kinds of papers here. And this is from that 1941 book that I have where he did some calculations. Part of a book page here in the lined paper. A little bit of washi tape. And a grandmother making bread. It's one thing I never could do. I tried and I tried and I tried. And I am not a bread maker. I have resigned myself to go to Whole Foods. Just pick it up. A pretty image here, and lined paper with some music paper behind it, and this is dictation paper back there. More lined paper and aged paper. That's part of a book page, but I love that. Look at it. Look at that mustache, or sideburns, I should say. He's got a little mustache, but the sideburns crack me up. Nice, pretty image. Looks really aged. Another extra spot for writing. Here's 2 pretty ladies, and I put a different collage of different papers. There's 1, 2, 3 different papers, and then this is from that book, and it says January 1st, 1942 is the date he wrote on here. Isn't that cool? Sammy, use your inside voice. And there she goes. She's going outside. She can use her outside voice. Part of an old vintage cookbook that I have. Just little pieces of paper for extra writing and some stitching. Piece of music paper here, and I just put a piece of yarn going all the way down. Nice little gauze pocket here with some different fabrics and laces. And part of that dictation book that I have. But what I liked about it is somebody had a paper clip here. And it looks like they went around it with a pencil, and it actually left the imprint. It had been there so long, which I thought was it's just really cool. It's the little things that make me happy. The paper clip wasn't with the book when I got it at the estate sale. Over here is an envelope that's a tuck spot, and I put a collaged card there, so you've got that space for writing, and then of course back here, and then some different images, and that tucks in there. This also, I didn't put anything in it because I didn't want to cover up the ladies, but it's a good place for storage if you need to tuck something away. And then behind the ladies here, I put a coffee dyed card, so that what I like is that edge sticking up there. And then over here is another collage with the envelope. and some ladies, an ephemera, part of a French book, and that tucks in there. And then that card goes in here behind it so that, I think their names are Mabel and Ethel is what it said at the bottom of the page. And then behind here is a pocket. And what I like is that sticks out and it just kind of completes the page. It doesn't look like there's a pocket there. A paper ruffle here. People on Junk Journal Junkies are going crazy with these paper ruffles. So I had to try and make one, and they are fun to make. Got some lace running here, ephemera, some aged paper, and a little tag. And then I put a little bit of sparkle and a cute little card with some stamped ribbon. And some ladies here, extra journaling space. This is some faintly lined paper with part of that workbook and washi tape with the stitching. This is the pocket from the other side. I know I could cut these things, but to me it just adds a little something extra. You get a little bit of a bonus, so I don't cut them. But it's a real pretty pocket, and it's been stitched. And different papers here, a bunch of different collage papers. With a card, and then I put a little card with a lady. It looks like she's baking something because there's some eggs, and look, it's milk in a jug. In a glass jug like we used to get at the front door. Does anybody remember that? I remember going out and getting the milk at the back door every morning. And, oh boy, that shows your age, doesn't it? And she's got flour and all kinds of stuff. So she's making something. And then, of course, it's stitched around. Got a real pretty image with some ephemera behind it. An edge of an old book. And it's a tuck spot back here. Oops, I'm pulling out the back side. With some ribbon there. And it tucks right behind her. And this cracks me up, y'all. Seriously cracks me up. It's Dr. Batty. I covered up the Y. For your health, asthma cigarettes since 1882 for the temporary relief of, I can't even read that, of asthma. Effective for asthma, hay fever, foul breath, all diseases of the throat, head colds, canker sores, and bronchial irritations. Asthma cigarettes. Little did they know. And this is just an image of two gentlemen in a street by like the lamppost. I thought that was cute with the music background. And it too is a tuck spot behind Dr. Batty. That just cracks me up. A bunch of different papers here, just all different kinds. Some lined paper, graph paper, and some washi. And that's part of the old cookbook that I got. I just love the different contrast of depending on how old the book is, you know, and how well it was taken care of, tells you what the age of it is. It's just really neat. Now, that's coffee dyed paper that I did right here. And washi here. And then on the back, it's the same as the front. It's got this piece of lace for a belly band. It's coffee stained. And I put one of these cards in. It looks like a nice, pretty family with 5 girls. And this is this is a page from a cookbook, that vintage cookbook. And some lace here. And then I put some cardstock on the back. And again, the stamped tie that's been frayed and worn. I want to work on that too and just see how worn I can make a piece of fabric look. That's a future project. I have a list of all my future projects of things I want to try and do, but I really want to get that aged look without all the inking and coffee staining and just see what happens. So, I'm going to tie this back up. I want to thank y'all for being here with me and putting up with my rattling in this video. Boy, I had stuff to say that, and I couldn't shut up. So, I got one more to do for this Friday. I will see y'all very shortly in that video. Bye-bye, everybody.